Welcome to In the Moment with Steven Sipes, a weekly conversation of exploration filled with fun, funny, mysterious, intriguing, revealing, engaging, eye-opening, and educational topics of discussion. When we are in the moment, we never know what we're going to get. We're not teaching, we're talking. We're not educating, we're exploring. When we are in the moment, we are open. We are one. We are all one, forever beings. Indeed.
Welcome back, everyone, to In the Moment with Steven Sipes. I'm your very happy to be here co-host Matthew Jensen, and I'm here with my good brother, the esteemed, the inimitable Mr. Steven Sipes. How are you today?
Esteemed, eh?
Oh, yeah.
That's a funny word. It makes me think of steam.
Well, you can be pretty steamy sometimes. I've
Oh
seen,
my gosh.
I've seen some things.
How I am. I'm feeling wonderful today. Thank you. In spite of the forest fires going on around us
Yeah,
and the heat wave we're having here, but it's wonderful to be in this chamber, this pyramid chamber. I somehow feel like I can communicate with the whole universe, and I love it.
absolutely. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. So you can communicate with your whole self.
exactly. Self is universe. We are one
Yeah.
with the universe. Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to get over the idea of walking universes.
Well, isn't that a funny thing I said? Just
Yeah,
came through me like that. It's such an odd thing to see a person walking that's a universe. But hey, the
yeah,
universe is constantly moving too, hey?
that's
So,
true. It's
right?
true.
We are, what are we, a little over 1,000 miles an hour. The planet is just rotating,
Yeah, it's
right?
an astronomically high number if we were to think about the speed that we're actually traveling right now.
Yeah,
We'd be grabbing onto the nearest railing,
we
I'm
would
sure, at
too.
all times,
Yeah,
right?
totally, totally. Yeah.
Um, I wanted to share something with you, if I may, about myself and how I handle sort of one specific area of my life, and turn it over to you to get your input and feedback on how you approach the same idea. Is that okay with you?
Sounds good.
All right. So, a little over about a decade and a half ago, I had an experience in my life which I refer to as my love epiphany. And without getting into all the beautiful, wonderful details of it, it was just a moment where I came into a first phase of really understanding the true importance of real love. And it became so important to me in that instant that it became a central guiding force and principle in my life, something that I maintained intense focus on. And in fact, ended up adding the word focus to what I focus on. And so I always surround myself, like I can see the word focus right here and the word love over here, and I have it all throughout my environment. um, and I do that because I it's so important to me to maintain a central thought of love at all times, and focus on everything, but with a focus on love through it all. I find that it helps sort of guide me through just living a love centered and focused life. And I was curious if you have a central thought of your own, similar to that, or something of your own, and what you do to maintain a focus on it yourself.
It's such a good question because when you put up on the screen, so to speak, the image of love and all of its focuses, it right away reveals that there are so many different kinds of love. You know, there's the love for a kitten, right? The love for a child. Oh my God. The love for food, the love for, glass of water when you're really thirsty, all of those
Yes.
things. And there's so many of them. There's thousands of them, maybe millions of them. And that's one beautiful thing that we have as, I would say, we are the loving universal consciousness,
Yeah.
LUC,
Yeah.
because that encompasses all those different kinds of love. And that's who we are. We are love. We are God. God and love are synonymous. We are the universe. We are all one forever beings. All the things that I always say and repeat. But you opened up a very wonderful visual way to break it down into the different kinds of love. And they're all very interesting and very special and unique, just as unique as each of us are individually. So the love you have for your daughter, for instance, um, I like to make the analogy that when a father loves his daughter so beautifully, so much, that love can go out to all daughters and all little girls that age, and so on. And so when we see another little girl walking down the street in a crowded city, say, that's like my daughter, and I love her, right?
Yeah.
And you can look at her with love. That's when we become conduits of spirit, so to speak. We are walking our talk. We are talking our walk. We are
Right.
emulating our love for all things and concern as well. Not all just love. There's lots of back and forth. There's lots of dark and light things in there, but all surrounded by love. And by doing that, we almost automatically isolate the worry and fear and anxiety that we all have as well. It helps us by focusing on love itself, no matter what kind of love it is, to realize that that's where it's at. That's our real diet of our feast of life is love.
Yes. I have a steady diet of focus and love, even on this cup, I just realized.
What does it say?
It
Kona
says
love?
focus love.
Oh, focus love. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Uh,
I have tea, so I'll cheers you.
well, cheers to that. So, your so am I to then understand that you have the same central thought is to always operate and push through a lens of love?
Always, yes.
Yeah.
As I drive down the street, I consciously bless the trees and the mountains and the lakes and the people, the
Mm,
trucks, everything. It's just my way of giving, and I love to be a giver. I know that in all of our hearts of hearts, we are all givers. It's our
absolutely.
natural way to be, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and the animals know it best. Do you know that the ants? I always fascinated by ants. Ants are, I think, the only entities or animals that will willingly make a bridge over water or something like that, so that their brothers and sisters can walk on top of them to get across. So
Oh,
they will sacrifice their lives for others to walk on top of them.
wow.
Wow. Very few of us humans are willing to die for another. I always have great respect and admiration for those who donate an organ,
Hmm.
a kidney, or whatever it is, while they're living. Here, take my kidney for somebody
Yeah.
else to be able to live. Mwah, I love you so much, right? that's that's a demonstration, manifestation, if you will, of our love for the world and for our existence.
Talk about manifestation,
Yeah.
if I may. I was I had just met you for the first time, uh, a few days prior to this moment, maybe a week. And it was a very brief first meeting. I'm not sure if you recall, but it was. And then the next time I was in the office at the winery, and I saw a stack of pages sitting on the counter at the back area. And I said, I asked one of the people in the office, I said, "What's that?" And she said, "Oh, that's Steve's book that he's writing." And I said, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "What's it about?" And she went, "It's about love." And I'm like, "I have to read it. I must know." And that was before I knew you, before I knew anything about you. And she said, "Well, let me ask him for permission, see if you get it." And then I got the permission. And then fast forward to today, many years later, and what a journey it's been. And it all started because of love. Like
Uh,
when I say that I love you, that's not a euphemism like everybody
no,
bandies about today,
no.
in today's world. Like I do love that guys. I like that guys even say I love you to each other nowadays. But
Yes.
what I when I really mean it, I'll try to push it a little further to say I really love you, like really love you. And you have become a brother to me, to on the order of no other.
Oh, that's
But
beautiful.
I
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much. Thank you. I feel very same about yourself. You've helped me so much, Matthew. Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Big loving heart that you have. Oh.
Well, thank you. So as far as the guiding principles and the words that the words that we use to latch onto, I'm often reminded of the. I'm often reminded to ask myself why. And so, the age old question, why are we here,
Mm,
comes to mind. And for me, the end result, the goal is always happiness.
mm,
And so if you do things through love and you provide that, you do so with that focus and the other things that you aim to achieve as well, such as serenity. And we can talk about that particular word in another episode. But if you go through these processes, starting with love, I believe you can get to happiness. I spend more time in my life being happy than not, for sure.
mm.
How
It
do you feel?
shows. It shows. It shows in your wonderful face.
Oh. Oh, thank you.
You can
Um,
almost take a look at a person and know if they're happy or not just by their face.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Despite what might be going on in the world, it's a wonderful thing to be able to tap into an energy that's available to all of us.
It's
An
right
energy.
there. It's for the
Yeah.
taking. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
a shame not to take it. It's here. It's our
Exactly.
gift. Yeah, we
Yeah.
created this magnificent environment to enjoy our lives. You know, as my dad would say, in moderation.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it everything in moderation or some things in
Oh,
moderation?
golly, that's a good question.
Yeah.
We better say everything.
We better say everything.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Otherwise, Dad will get angry.
Yeah. Right. Right. We don't want that.
No.
Um, I feel like maybe this was a bit of a short conversation, but a bright one.
Hmm.
And, I kind of feel like that's what we needed to talk about today.
I'm glad you
I've been,
did. Just to go back to the image, that
yeah,
word image,
yeah,
because your question was about love and the
yeah,
different focus, okay?
yeah,
And if you were to take a trip into different dimensions, right? Go into the fifth dimension, sixth, seventh, eighth, 13th, whatever.
yeah,
You will then it'll be different colors, it'll be light, and it'll be pulsating. It'll be all the things that you have in dreams and visions. And it will have aspects of different kinds of love and hurt that the love wasn't fulfilled.
right.
That's the memory, the soul memory, if you will, that we all carry. I like to think that we are all one forever beings, that we have a soul of the world collectively, and that we give to that soul, that bank, if you will, of loving
Yeah,
universal consciousness. And the way you described it as focusing on love itself really depicts an image that I'd like to actually manifest that image.
sure.
Put it on a screen, get an artist. Maybe my granddaughter Abby is an amazing artist.
Yeah,
She's better than a tattoo artist. She can do things with precision that you can only do on a computer. It's like
wonderful.
amazing. Yeah, maybe I ought to ask her to do that because I love to bring things, manifest ideas into the physical. There's the
Hmm.
physical and the spiritual. Let's get them
Yeah,
together. Let's start manifesting what we know in our heart of hearts onto the physical plane. I think that's a really good goal.
I think that's amazing. And brother, you did it again. You do this thing. I've mentioned it a couple times now, where I think I've thought of everything, and then you throw one little spicy nugget in the mix, and I'm like, I didn't taste that before. In this case, you described how everything is balance and positive, negative.
Yes.
The yin, the yang,
Yeah.
and how those of us not those of us, but anyone who is in the state, they are feeding the soul,
Hmm.
that then those who need from the soul can
Absolutely.
draw from the soul.
Absolutely. We're giving to each other. Yes, we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that whole
Yes.
idea.
Oh,
Like,
it's beautiful.
yeah,
So
I'm
beautiful.
gonna be falling asleep thinking about that one
All right.
tonight.
All right.
Wow. Love
All
it.
right. Love you, brother. Thank you so
I
much.
love you too. What a wonderful moment here. Once again, to be in the moment with you. Thank you to everyone who has been following along or just tuned in for the first time today. And we wish you all so much love and happiness and wish you well.
Amen.
Amen. Talk to you soon.
Adios.